Hello everyone, and welcome to the English Teacher's Guide to the brand new AQA English GCSE Literature papers. It's at the planned section B for paper 1. Quick overview of the structure of the exams itself. So this paper is worth 40% of your total GCSE grade. It's 1 hour and 45 minutes in length, and there are 2 sections. Section A, which I've already gone through and you're more than welcome to go and watch, is based on Shakespeare. That's 1 essay question based on a play you've studied. You must write an essay which focuses on an extract first. And then today, section B, exactly the same structure. So a quick question for you, see if you've been revising. I want to know what the mark scheme says in order to achieve 30 out of 30. So do you understand what the mark schemes are asking you to do? And secondly, what method did you employ to ensure you achieve full marks based on that mark scheme? Please pause this, and then when you're ready, press play to resume. Okay, so here's the mark scheme, exactly the same as the Shakespeare paper, although you don't get those 4 extra marks for basically being able to write an essay correctly. So just to remind you, conceptual responses is you recognising it's a text, so therefore someone's put it together in that way. So you need to think about how that's being done, making sure you're using integrated quotations. AO2, which is worth just as much as AO1, which is 12 marks. Can you analyse a text to prove you're right? And then 6 marks for context. Could be the play itself, the text itself in terms of plot. Could be the time it was written, could be a modern audience as well, or a combination of them. Our method. So just like with Shakespeare, it's 10 to 15 minutes to plan and then 35-40 minutes to write. Read the question once and twice, make sure you underline the key parts of it so you know what you need to do. Then before you even start to analyse an extract, can you write down your 3, 5, 6, however many answers you think there are to the question, and then you want to select your best 3 to 5. I say 3 to 5, it depends how many points you can write in the time. And I say best because these are the ones you know off the top of your head you'll be able to analyse in great detail, and they're essentially your points. Then go back to the extract, and one of your points will undoubtedly be within that extract. You need to find form, structure and language to prove, this is the AO2 part, to prove your ideas are correct. And then from memory, because remember it's a closed book exam, so it shows you analysis of the text is just as key as learning the quotes themselves. Create similar notes of analysis for each of the points. Finally, you proofread to make sure that you're happy with your analysis and your ideas, and then you can begin to move into the answer. Now the answering method is this. You may know it as PEA, but this is PEE. Notice that our structure follows the mark scheme, and again in my next video, which you're more than welcome to watch, it goes through what the answer should look like. That's what you need to do 3 times. Fine. You can include an introduction, you can include a conclusion if you want to, absolutely fine, but it doesn't necessarily specify those things. When I say form, structure and language for a novel, these are the things it could include. So when you're thinking about your AO2, these are different aspects of a text that you can explore. So feel free to print screen this, feel free to just basically take a picture of it to help you revise. But there you go, there's all different elements that you can use. Let's look at questions, shall we? So at the bottom, starting with this extract, how does Dickens present Scrooge as an outsider to society? Write about how Dickens presented in his extract and then as in the whole novel. So you can see exactly the same as Shakespeare in terms of section A. So our planning will be exactly the same. And it is. So you can see, first of all, it's presented as cold. There's my 2 aspects of analysis. So I've looked at pathetic fallacy. The character described as worse than foul weather. He brings unhappiness in terms of atmosphere. I've then focused on the individual lexis, so bitter, and some words such as he never did, which highlights the character as nothing but unhelpful and miserable. Second point I've looked at there is the listing of no animal, no this, no that. And that highlights how many social groups, including animals, he's alienating himself from. And obviously we've also referred back to his cold ways. I then repeat that similar task for points 2 and 3. There's point number 2, the character acts in an unchristian or uncharitable way. Notice I've got 2 quotations which are fully analysed there as well. Again, feel free to pause this and look at it at your leisure. I'm covering form, structure and language. I've got everything I need. You do this in note form because obviously you're trying to get a plan down the quickest time possible. I've written in full sentences so you can actually understand what I'm trying to say. And then there's my 3rd point. So he detached from the realities of the world. Again, 2 quotations, lots of analysis, reference to context. Proofread to make sure I'm happy. I know my plan's perfect marks. I just need to make sure I write it out in perfect marks. So thank you very much. Feel free to look at the next video. Good luck with your revision.